Aaron Rodgers was great last night. Okay, I know that. Yeah, yippee. Yeah, I drive into work this morning. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, you see that play? I've seen it. He's great. I'm not disputing that. And I do like what Green Bay's doing with running backs. The story last night is Matt Moore. Why couldn't Green Bay stop him? This was not supposed to be a shootout. This was going to be Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, game of the year. Matt Moore, who hadn't started in 2 years, was playing high school football last year. After kind of a rocky start, he got in a groove. Matt Moore, high school football coach a year ago. He had 3 practices with the Chiefs' first team offense. He was over 50% on third down. He threw for as many yards as Aaron Rodgers, 6.6 yards a pass. This was not supposed to happen. I've seen San Francisco, New Orleans, and New England against quarterbacks without experience. I saw San Francisco this weekend against a young quarterback. It was a horror movie fitting on Halloween week. I've seen New England against young or quarterbacks who aren't very good. New Orleans, Kyler Murray couldn't move the chains. Matt Moore should not have been able to do that. New Orleans, New England, and San Francisco have defenses that constantly make quarterbacks uncomfortable. Matt Moore was completely comfortable. Green Bay does not have a great defense. They have a couple of really, really good defensive playmakers. The Smith brothers at linebacker are playmakers and deserve all the credit in the world, and I love the acquisitions. But we got a gap here between the Niners, the Patriots, the Saints. Then there's the Packers. Let's just know Matt Moore against San Francisco off 3 practices would have been, suffocated. Against New England, multiple picks. Against the Saints, couldn't move the chains. He moved the ball up and down the field. After a little bit of a rocky start, you'd think that having coached high school football last year, you'd have a little rocky start. So now I've seen with Green Bay, I've seen Philadelphia in Lambeau run it down their throat. Oakland get 430 yards against them. Dallas and Dak, mostly second half, but over 500 yards. And I watched Matt Moore up and down the field. So, yes, Aaron's great, but that's not moving the conversation. We know Aaron's great. We know he can make great throws. That doesn't win you Super Bowls. The great throw in the NFL is like the hole-in-one in a golf tournament. If you don't hit your putts, keep the ball in the fairway, you lose the tournament. But everybody shows the hole-in-one on Friday. Okay, we know Aaron's ridiculous. We know Aaron's talented. And it does appear that Matt LaFleur, at least emotionally, schematically, is right on point with Aaron. They finally use the running backs. Like, it's a real offense now. It's multiple. It's fast. It's clever. It's quick. You have to defend the perimeter. And they're doing it out Devontae Adams. I'm in no way knocking Aaron Rodgers for that. But when I watched Green Bay last night, that defense, Oakland up and down the field, Matt Moore up and down the field, Philadelphia takes over. That's my takeaway on that thing. And by the way, the other teams, this is a defense that's become turnover dependent. They didn't get turnovers against Philadelphia in that second half. They couldn't get the ball back for Aaron Rodgers. Detroit, they didn't get turnovers. Should have lost that football game. And the teams above you in the NFL, Green Bay, San Francisco, great coach, great defense. New England, great coach, great quarterback, great defense. Saints, great coach, great defense, great quarterback. So the 3 teams in the league that have separated to me, really separated from everybody else, Green Bay I can't put in that group. You can't have Matt Moore out of high school doing that stuff. Can't have it. Over 50% on third down? And that's not a great Kansas City O-line. That's not the Colts' young O-line. That's not Dallas's O-line. All right, let's shift to this. America, get ready. Get ready. It's going to be deja vu all over again. Cleveland is 2-5 and is about to get really obnoxious. So I want to remind everybody that we predicted they would struggle early, and then as their schedule loosened up, because Cleveland's got talent, they would beat a bunch of terrible teams. It just so happens the teams, Cincinnati, Miami, are more terrible than I thought, and the Steelers, who they play twice over the next 2 months, have a backup quarterback. But I want to remind you, they lost badly to Kyle Shanahan, badly to Bill Belichick, butchered it against Pete Carroll and Sean McVay. And off a bye, judge a coach off a bye. Off a bye, Freddie Kitchens, 13 penalties, first 3 snaps, 3 turnovers, 3 for 12 on third down. Not even sure what they were doing on 4th and 11 when they took a penalty against the really well-coached teams. they embarrass themselves. Dumb penalties, dumb mistakes. Don't ask me what Baker Mayfield's butt fumble play was. I can't figure it out. But starting next Sunday, it's a bunch of nonsense. It's a Denver team that lost again and is selling parts. Steelers twice, backup quarterback. Miami tanking. Cincinnati borderline tanking twice. Arizona. And by the way, I predicted this. I said Cleveland is going to lose early and look bad, reel off a bunch of W's against crappy teams with average coaches and weak quarterbacks. Well, the quarterbacks now are backups. And I said they're going to get a little comeuppance. They're going to play Baltimore near the end of the year, and they're going to get crushed at home. And it's working out perfectly. But what's going to happen in Cleveland, this is what happened last year. They were terrible. The schedule weakened. Baker comes in, and Baker goes at the end of the year has against bad defenses. Atlanta, Cam was hurt. Carolina, Cincinnati twice, 7 touchdowns, no picks. Cleveland last year comes out. They're awful. Then the schedule lightens up. Baker throws a bunch of touchdowns against bad teams, and all of a sudden, all we heard all offseason, Super Bowl. It's deja vu all over again. This is a poorly coached team that's not very smart. When they faced McVay, when they faced Vrabel, who I think can coach, when they faced Belichick, yesterday, when you start looking at the team, when they faced Kyle Shanahan, they were outcoached, outplayed, outsmarted, out everything. But it's going to get really soft and really weak, and like last year, they're going to finish with some W's, and they're going to be outraged at all of us, media and you, that we don't get it. No, we do get it. We got it last year. We didn't buy into it. We got it in the last offseason. We knew they would be overhyped, and we knew they were going to struggle this year. I'll stand by my prediction. Cleveland will not make the playoffs, but they'll be in the 8-8, 9-7 bubble. They will, they're going to basically have 3 games against tanking teams, Cincinnati and Miami, and the Steelers on a backup quarterback, and then Kyler Murray and a Buffalo team that's well coached but can't throw. Get ready, America. Baker Mayfield, to his credit, admitted we're an undisciplined mess. I like that part. Anytime they're using cadence, guys are jumping off sides. They're not accountable. They're sloppy. I judge coaches off a bye. Lou Holtz is one of the great coaches in college football. He was great off a bye. Urban Meyer off a bye. Barry Alvarez at Wisconsin off a bye. Andy Reid off a bye. Sean Payton off a bye. Bill Belichick off a bye. I watched Cleveland off a bye. New England short week. And don't tell me the talent was that much different. Cleveland was a mess. Cleveland was a mess. First 3 snaps, 3 turnovers. They were a mess. And that's where we're at. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.